They say YOLO. Yeah, okay. Let that fool you. No disrespect to McDonald's, but let that fool you. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Fraser Nation coming to you again for the Geometry Series 7.2 using the Converse, the backwards, let's say the backwards, the switch of the Pythagorean Theorem. Students will be able to use the converse of the Pythagorean Theorem to determine right triangles. So first and foremost, remember from 7.1, c squared equals a squared plus b squared. That's your Pythagorean Theorem. So you can use that in a right triangle to find side lengths. Okay, if you don't remember how to do that, check out your 7.1 notes. Acute triangles have no angle greater than 90 degrees. They're all less than 90 degrees. Obtuse triangles have exactly one angle that's greater than 90 degrees. And then with these symbols, the bigger value is always being eaten. So in elementary school, they always call this the alligator or Pac-Man. So it always goes towards the bigger meal. Okay? Always goes towards the bigger meal. Okay? So the only thing we need to learn in this section is the Pythagorean theorem, which we already know from 7.1, okay, which says that if you put in three numbers here, okay, then the three numbers are coming from the sides of the triangle. So let's call this 3, let's call this 4, let's call this 5. So if we were to plug this in, then and this would be 9 plus 16, which is equal to 25. So we would say 25 equals 25. We have a right triangle. Okay? So that's the one that we already know. If you plug in and you notice that your c squared is less than a squared plus b squared, then you have an acute triangle. So you really want to write these three things down, which is if c squared is less than a squared plus b squared, you have an acute triangle. If c squared is greater than a squared plus b squared, then you have an obtuse triangle. Okay? So less than is acute. Greater than is going to be obtuse. Okay? If they're equal, then you have a right triangle. Let's go ahead and do some examples. So tell whether the triangle with the given sides is the right triangle. So we have here 4, 4 squared root of 3, and 8. So your C is going to be your 8, okay? And then we have C squared equals 4 squared, A squared plus B squared. So now I have 8 squared equals 4 squared plus 4 square root of 3 and put that square. Well, if you remember from algebra 1, this square needs to go with that 4 and with that 3. So this is going to be 64 equal to 16 plus 16 times 3. Okay? So I have here 64, which is equal to 16 plus 48. And so I have 64, which is equal to 64. So you have a right triangle because they're equal to each other. In this example, your C is going to be 14. So you have 14 squared equals 100 squared plus 11 squared. So you have here 196, which is equal to 100 plus 121. So now you have 196, which is equal to 221. You do not have a right triangle. No right triangle. And then finally, if you plug this in the calculator, you will see that the square root of 61 is C. So you have here the square root of 61 squared, which is equal to 5 squared plus 6 squared. Okay. Well, remember I told you these cancel each other out. When you square square root or square root of square, you have 61, which is equal to 25 plus 36. So if you have 61, which is equal to 61, which is 25 plus 36, you have a right triangle. Okay? Let's move on. Show that the given segments 3, 4, and 6 can form a triangle. Classify the triangles acute, right, or obtuse. So first and foremost, remember that any two sides of a triangle has to be greater than the third side. So if I have 3 plus 4, is that greater than 6? Yes, it is. If I have 4 plus 6, is that greater than 3? Yes, it is. And if I have 3 plus 6, is that greater than 4? Yes, it is. So first and foremost, we do have a triangle. Okay, so yes, triangle. And now we have to tell if it's acute, right, or obtuse. Well, C has to be 6 because 6 is the biggest number. So when we plug in the C squared, A squared, and B squared, C squared, A squared, and B squared, I don't want to do my equal sign here. I just want to see if it's acute, right, or obtuse. I have 6 squared. I have 3 squared plus 4 squared. So I have 36. And then I have 9 plus 16. So I have 36 and 25. Well, is my C squared greater than, less than, or equal to? My C squared is going to be greater than A squared plus B squared. And so remember I told you, if it's greater than, then it has to be obtuse. Okay? Greater than is obtuse, less than is acute. So give your homework a try, knowing those three things. If you know it's less than, it's acute. Okay? If C squared is less than, if C squared is greater than, you have obtuse. And if C squared is equal to, you have a right triangle. Okay? Happy trails. Again. See you.